Hi, I'm Rabbi Daniel Lapp, and welcome. Happy to have you with us, and very much appreciate those of you who send in questions to my website. Here's a nice one. I have two sisters who are causing dilemmas in raising our 2.5-year-old daughter. One sister is living with her boyfriend and their new baby and doesn't attend church. She consistently dresses very provocatively when she comes to our house. The other sister is an angry atheist who swears and takes God's name in vain constantly. She talks freely of getting drunk and premarital sex and other inappropriate topics in front of our daughter and my 8-year-old niece. My practice so far has been to ignore the immodest dress from the one sister and to say in a hushed tone to the other sister, oh, we probably shouldn't talk about that stuff in front of the niece. My husband and I are committed Christians and both volunteer in our church regularly. I don't want to be ungracious and judgmental, but now I fear I've swung too far the other way and important boundaries are being crossed. I feel like I'm making that I'm making huge efforts to be respectful and loving of my sisters while they are disrespectful of me and my family. What would you advise? Thank you for your wisdom, Emily. Emily, thanks for writing, and it's not my wisdom, it's ancient Jewish wisdom from our boss in heaven, but I am thrilled to be able to share a little bit of that with you. First of all, I want to congratulate you and pray that God blesses you and your husband for trying to raise your children in a Christian family in a very mixed up world. And what you write of impacts a lot of families because there are many, many instances where one child in a family retains a Christian loyalty or develops and finds Christ and becomes Christian, and the siblings do not. And so on the one hand, it's very important, as much as you possibly can, to retain family relationships, but on the other, you have a prime and paramount responsibility to protect the spiritual integrity of your family. So how do you deal with this situation? Well, what you do is you meet with each of your sisters individually. And you talk to each one. You might take them out for coffee, or you might have a lunch, or whatever it is. But a time when you, without your husband, without your daughter, can talk with your sister. And to each one you say, look, I love you, my relationship with you is important, and I would like my child and my future children to have a relationship with you, but here's what I need in return. I need respect for the idea that parents have the chief responsibility for their children, nobody else, not outside. No matter how strongly you believe in the things you believe in, when it comes to my children, only I have the responsibility and the authority on that. Now, if you cannot accept that, if that is somehow violates something you believe deeply, well, then I will make arrangements so that we get together when my children and my husband are not around, because I have a responsibility to protect my family and to raise my family the way I believe, not the way you believe. So if you're not okay with that, I still want to maintain sisterly relations with you, but we're going to do it away from my family. If, on the other hand, you are okay with this point, I really need to establish very, very clearly, we do need to understand these boundaries, well, then everything will be wonderful. I welcome you to be part of our family. But here's what is necessary. You need to understand the ways that even unintentionally you impact the family, the way you dress, the way you speak. I don't ask you to change. I don't ask you to have to say grace before the meals, but I ask you to be respectful while we do. I don't ask you to control the way you dress everywhere else, but when you're in my family, I ask that you dress in a way that you know we are sensitive to when it comes to clothing. And so it is, speak to both sisters that way, in a loving way, but also in a very firm way that clarifies that you know exactly who you are and where your godly obligations lie. You accept differences, and your love for her remains undiminished. But you have to ask her respect for your principle that parents have the paramount responsibility and authority over their children. I hope that works. I suspect it will, because it's a situation I've seen quite a number of times, and one that I've encouraged people to follow exactly this avenue. Do let me know, Emily, when you have a chance, how things go on that front. I'm Rabbi Daniel Lappin. Thanks for being part of the show, and I wish you only good times with your family, your friends, your faith, and your finances.